So let's go ahead and put this in standard form. So we're going to complete the square. To do that, we want the 5 on the left with the y. Okay, and then we don't want the 4 in front of the x squared. We just want a plain x squared. So let's divide out the 4, and that will divide both sides of the equation by 4. So we have 5/4 plus y over 4 equals x squared plus x. So we're able to complete the square now. We can fill in the number that we want. So right now there's a 1 in front of the x, and we're going to fill in our own number next to the x. So we take the 1 times a half, we square that. So 1/2 squared is 1/4. So I add 1/4 to both sides of the equation. So on the left that gives me 6/4 plus y over 4. And on the right, I should be able to factor now as a binomial times itself. So x times x for the x squared, and the number we squared, the 1/2, that's the number that goes in our binomials. So on the left we have 3/2 plus y over 4, and on the right we have x plus 1/2 squared. Okay, so we've done the completing the square process, and now it's time to get the y back by itself again. So let's multiply both sides of the equation by 4. So that will give us, let's see, 3/2 times 4. That will give us a 6 plus y equals 4 times x plus 1/2 squared. And then we want the y by itself, so we'll subtract 6 from both sides. So we have y equals 4 times x plus 1/2 squared minus 6. And that means the vertex is at -1/2, -6, because this is a parabola that's been shifted left 1/2. That's why we have x plus 1/2, because it's shifted left 1/2, and down 6. So the vertex is at -1/2, -6, and now we need to find the x and y intercepts. So when x is 0, we can go back to our original problem here and find what the y is. So when x is 0, y would be -5. And when y is 0, we have to decide, is it the easiest way to solve? I think I'll use the quadratic formula. So I'm saying y is 0 here, and solving using the quadratic formula, x is equal to -4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared, so that's 16, minus 4 times a times c, so 4 times 4 times -5. Getting squishy there. All over 2a, so all over 2 times 4. So x is equal to -4 plus or minus the square root of 16 plus 80. So 96 over 8. And then we can go ahead and simplify that. So to simplify that, we would have x is equal to -4 plus or minus the square root of 16 times 6. All over 8. So -4 plus or minus 4 square roots of 6 over 8. Those terms all divide by 4. So we have -1 plus or minus the square root of 6 over 2. So in our t-chart then, when y is 0, our x values are -1 plus or minus the square root of 6 over 2.